A lot of topics to get to you. Michael, thanks so much for coming on, by the way. Wanted to talk about that interview, but I wanted to read something, if I can, from the New York Times. They dissected this as well. It's a 3-minute read. It's quick, but they were very critical about MSNBC, about Stephanie Ruhle and Vice President Kamala Harris's interview and her answers. And I'll read just a quick quote. It said this from New York Times, quote, "So it went with Ms. Harris. Ms. Ruhle joined Ms. Harris in attacking Mr. Trump and avoided posing tricky questions about positions Ms. Harris supported during her 2020 presidential campaign or what, if anything, she knew about Mr. Biden's physical condition or mental acuity as his own campaign deteriorated, which is perhaps why Ms. Harris agreed to the interview in the first place," unquote. That from the New York Times, believe it or not. Your takeaway, Chairman Watley.
Kamala Harris is not ready for prime time. That interview was just the latest example of the fact that she does not have a serious economic plan. She has absolutely no plans to address the base issues that every American family is dealing with right now. And if she can't handle a softball interview like that, imagine what's going to happen when she is across the table from leaders like Xi Jinping and Putin. The fact is, she was defensive. She was unprepared, and her economic plan is absolutely a travesty. When you think about CNN, MSNBC, the Washington Post, the New York Times, all agree on one thing. It's that Kamala Harris has not put a serious plan on the table, despite the fact that these are serious times that require serious solutions to be put on the table.
Here's another clip from the interview where Harris called out Trump's economic plan. Let's listen to that.
He's just not very serious about how he thinks about some of these issues. And one must be serious and have a plan, and a real plan that's not just about some talking point ending in an exclamation at a political rally, but actually putting the thought into what will be the return on the investment and what will be the economic impact on everyday people.
An SSRS CNN poll among likely voters shows that Trump has an 11-point advantage on a better ability to handle the economy. Michael, your thoughts on that?
You know, Donald Trump has a very clear, very cogent, and very workable plan. First thing he's going to do is extend the Trump tax credits and the Trump tax cuts, which gave every American family a tax cut. He's also going to implement no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. He's going to make sure that every American family has more money in their pockets, more money in their household. Then he's going to move very aggressively to stop the inflationary spending and unleash American energy to bring down prices. Under Kamala Harris, with her spending plan, she is going to double down on inflationary spending. She's going to keep costs up for food, for groceries, for housing, and for gasoline. And then she's going to institute the largest tax increase in American history, both by cutting and allowing the Trump tax cuts expire and by instituting a unrealized gains tax increase, which every major economist has said is a complete non-starter and will tank our economy.
And continuing to dissect this interview, even again back to the New York Times and looking at how critical they were, they even said that a hard-hitting Harris interview is still yet to come. And talking about that moment in terms of a hard-hitting interview, when watching it, it seems failed to point out that she is not a new candidate, that she is in office right now and has been for almost 4 years now, but touting things that she's going to do on day one. Do you think, again, some of these journalists are missing this mark when they are questioning the Democratic nominee?
They are. You know, and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are having multiple interviews every single day. They are looking for any opportunity that they can find to talk directly to the American voters because they know that their policies are better. They know that their policies will work, and they have thought through the base issues. They're addressing the issues that every American family cares about, whether or not America is going to be strong, whether our economy is going to be strong, whether our southern border is going to be strong, whether we're going to be strong enough around the world to protect our interests and the interests of our allies, right? Those are the issues that everybody cares about when you talk about this election cycle. The press is doing everything they can to give Kamala Harris softball opportunities, opportunities to come out there and defend herself. And she's clearly incapable of doing that. She's just not ready for prime time.